going along with what you're saying. And the thing going back to the transgender thing is, we're here to express ourselves the way we want to, but what I have a problem with, and I will look at the camera, is when you're bringing it down to the kids.
I really didn't want to be a boy. I feel like I'm in the wrong body. Now I'm living as a girl, I feel much better.
And you're bringing it younger and younger and younger, because that's what's happening. We're trying to get in things in nurseries to say, I would be asking my son at 4 what sex he is. But a parent would probably well, oh, it's in trend.
Again, there might be some who think, you know, this child is 6, it's bound to be a phase. What do you think of that?
Yeah, we thought that, I guess, to start with. This has been going on since she first started talking. There's no point trying to force them to be somebody who they're not. We've got to just try and accept them and support them.
Do you think ahead to Lily being an adult and possible surgery?
Yes, of course you do, yes. I guess our approach is we like to be informed, we like to know what the situation is and what we might be facing, and if Lily grows out of this, brilliant. That would be a much easier life for her, for us. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but if it does, then great. But if it doesn't, if Lily does go on to change and live as a teenage girl, it will be really hard and we'll have a lot of difficult times, but we just will do our best.
I don't have a problem. I do believe there are people trapped in their bodies, but I do think you should make that decision when you're old enough, because there's a lot of people they don't put on that have had the thing done and they've realised it's not for them. Well, you can't go back, can you?
The suicide rates in transgender are supposed to be quite high.
And this is the thing with the mental thing that I want to go into with health and social, because if you're projecting something on kids younger and younger, you're actually deprogramming them.
Well, you are conditioning them.
You're conditioning them to
you
think
should allow
that
them
way.
to be
like
free
my
and
son will play
express
with, because his dad's who's with someone else, he would play with, they've got 2 girls, so he would play with the girls' toys. That doesn't mean he is, if I kept saying, oh yeah you are, because you're playing with that, you're conditioning them. And if you're going to bring it down to a younger level, which is what they've been doing, because people can see, and even the consent of sex and everything, they've been bringing it down in America and they've chucked her out. That's what I have a problem with. So people think sometimes when you're saying certain things, oh, it's because you're against gays. Because no, I haven't got a problem with any of that. I think express yourself the way you want to. If you're a man that wants to wear makeup, do it. But what I'm saying is, why do you need and the celebrities, why do you feel the need to bring it down to the kids and the kids?
Equality is one thing,
yeah,
but it doesn't mean it has to lower the bar all the way around the world in order to rise your kind of...
I saw someone in America that was a gay pride in America, and they had a lot of, the drag queens there and everything that they do. And I've been to them in the past in Manchester. But someone said, oh, are you going next time? Are you taking a kid? I went, no, I'm not going, because of the stuff that they're bringing in, that people aren't realising. And a guy, the one in America, said, who was gay, came up to the camera and said, I've got a problem with this. He said, because what I'm saying is, I can be gay and I can go around, but why do I have to be shoving it in kids' faces? And they had a lot of kids there young, where the parents would dress them up as drag queens because they thought it was all trendy. And it's like, do you not understand what you're doing?
It's psychologically
So it's not because we're against those people. Why do you have to be so loud about it anyway? I'm straight, but I'm not running around going, no, I'm straight. But why is it brought down? It's shoved in the kids. They've had the programmes on TV, they've had the films out on Netflix, they have all these kids all over YouTube. And when you look, some of it's to do is because the parents think it's trendy.
It defies logic. And that's when you know that people have been mass brainwashed all over the place to actually fundamentally work against each other on a ground level.
The 3 things of dividing is race, gender and religion. And that's the main 3 things.
And it's all propagated by outside forces.
Yeah.
So when you think your next door neighbour, not suggesting your next door neighbour is, but just saying your next door neighbour who's a transsexual, you have your views, he has his. He will never see your views, you'll never see him, so you both end up hating each other. When you think that there's been an external force that's been propagating him to think like that and giving him all the freedoms, but at the same time calling you, a transphobe because you think that way, but under the guise of equality, But are you getting equality when you can't even see eye to eye over a basic question? You're literally being bred to hate each other almost. That's what it feels like, the polarisation of everything.
Well, I had to do a stream the other day because some Americans were asking me, because a lot of people who see them. So some people will say the dust, and I'm like, yeah, dust gets caught up in the atmosphere. There's energy around you right now, and it's always moving, flowing. So that's why you'll see dust particles flying about, which you can see them because they're like bits of hair and whatever. When an orb comes in, personally, mine started coming in September. Since I started talking about frequency, positivity. And I'm not saying, I believe energies are neither good or bad sort of thing now. I'm coming to the point of I think it's what you are. So if you're negative and you're fearing something that's going to come in, you're going to fear it anyway, so you're not going to like it. You're going to, you're just going to think it's negative and feel negative towards it. But because normally I'm like this, and I say to people, you can say what you want. I'm experiencing it. I'm communicating with these orbs, because when I ask them to blip in and blip out, they blip in and blip out. When I ask for a flash, I'll get a big flash. They've been coming in stronger. A lot of people that are watching a guy in Australia, Orb Whisperer, gets them all the time. He's getting the same ones I am. And I see the 3D world of all this chaos going on is we have to see this. And you could say Trump's unearthing what we need to see. We need to push this forward. Why would you want negative news, negative this, negative all that? Why do you want to be on YouTube channels that are fighting with negativity? Personally, it's draining people.
Well, I was going to ask you, do some people, because you said there, and I've said the same thing, if I get confronted with negative energy, I don't find it very prudent to stand there and battle it with light, in a sense, because what that does to me, it invites the dark energy into me, which is a very unhelpful and unwarranted kind of emotion or feeling. Whereas I walk and more guided towards the light, positivity. Now, going back to the channel, if that is a channel, if that is content, could you explain to people, because I've tried, that why it's far better to fight this fight on a YouTube, doing what you're doing, but with light, rather than listening to all these stories, getting really, really mad, turning on a stream and showing the world how mad you are over this talking.
Do you mean
thing.
like when you met me and Roxanne, we know like quite a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
That would...
But the way you handle
because
it...
when I first woke up, I nearly had a breakdown for 2 days.
That's what I'm saying.
So my mum, going back to my mum, because it's sort of... She was here, and I was watching something a bit back, and when I first found out of file stuff, your worst nightmares, and I just went upstairs, and she said something, I just burst out crying. She went, but she thought someone had died, because I was like, I couldn't, when you can't breathe, I couldn't control myself, because I am an emotional person. Well, put it this way, I'm real. I'm living and breathing, and I care for the people. I have a soul. So I was like, oh, and I threw myself over, and she was like, Jane, what's the matter with you? And I told her, why are you watching this stuff? Why? I went, because I need to know. The truth will set you free. I need to know all the shit. Because I need to know. But the thing is, what I see people getting confused with is, some people need to know, but they stay stuck in it.
Yeah, because they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, and if you stay stuck in it, because I went through it, I came into a part where I was like, right, so, you know about this? It's been happening. It's happened. It's not nice. How do we move on? How do I, as a mother, want to help to bring something out to let's change the world for our kids and kids' kids? Because that's the most important thing. I'm not bothered about me.